All right, so we're back again. We're continuing with financial maths. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to read the question because I realized that the next questions are pretty difficult. And so I'm using this as an example. So if you read it, you'll see that it's similar, but I've changed a few things here and there so that it's not me spoon feeding you, because you got to do the work, remember? And so, yeah. So let us look at this particular sum that's given to us, right? It says that Tipple buys a new computer for 12,200. That's supposed to be rands, and then along with other appliances for an additional 2,600. He decides to finance all the appliances using a hire purchase agreement over 6 years. The interest rate is 12%. So the first question there, which is 1.1, says calculate the total cost to buy the appliances on hire purchase over 6 years. And then 1.2 says calculate his monthly payment. So the very first thing that we want to do is, we're doing 1.1 first. So let me do it this side. I'm going to do, 1.1. 1.1. Okay, so what we first need is the total cost, right? It's right there, total cost. Okay, so let's first calculate the total cost. Let me get my calculator. So firstly, we have the 12,200 plus 2,600, and that in total gives us okay, I don't need a calculator for that, I'll just do it. That is 14800. Okay, yeah, so that should be our answer. 12,200 plus 2,600 is 14,800. So what's the next thing? Remember the previous lesson, which is basically financial maths 101, it teaches you a whole range of stuff. And so there, I remember teaching and saying, and even being on the screen, that when you think hire purchase, think simple interest. When you hear hire purchase, think simple interest. So the first thing that we need to do is have our simple interest formula, right? And so that formula is P, open bracket, 1 plus I times N in the bracket, right? Okay, so that is our formula. So now, what is the difference here? The difference is we had to calculate the total cost. Remember, this person walks into a store and they buy a computer, and they don't just buy a computer, they're buying other stuff, and the other stuff is the appliances. And so we need to add the appliances on there. So that's what makes up our principal amount, not just the 12,200, right? Okay, so let us substitute. So we're substituting our 14,800 into our principal amount, and then we are putting our 1 there, which is standard. And what is our interest rate? If that's 12, that's going to give us 0.12. Let me just fix that. 0.12. No, close the bracket yet. Multiply times 6. There we go. And so that is basically what we're supposed to do with this one. So I need a calculator. I'm going to use a calculator now. You don't want to guess this answer because you'll get it wrong. So let's do that. It is 14800, open bracket, 1 plus 1.01. That there I got from taking 12 divided by 100. So by now you should know that you need to divide every percentage by 100, right? Okay, And so 14,800 open bracket 1 plus 0.12 times the number of years, which is 6. Okay, so now we've got an amount of 25,456. Okay, 25,456. So what was the question? Calculate the total cost to buy the appliances on hire purchase over 6 years. You see that there, total cost, right? That's why we had to get that there added to that there, because this is what this person is buying, or what they paying when they buying, when they get into the store. Okay, so that this here is our total cost. And remember, the most important thing to remember here is that the what is this, the higher purchase in simple interest, same formula. Always remember that, don't mess it up. All right, so let's go to 1.2. 1.2. Okay, so what does 1.2 say? It says calculate his monthly payment. Okay, we now need to calculate his monthly payment. So how are we gonna do that? So let's see, we've got a total of 25,456. So maths does require you to think a bit, right? Because you just need to think. So think about this. Monthly payment. How many months are there in a year? There are 12, right? And now they've given us a period of 6 years. So if you're paying over a period of 6 years and there are 12 months in a year, that means you need to take your total amount divided by 6 times 12. So the 6 here is the years, and the 12 here is the number of months, because you are going to be paying a specific amount each month. So if it's each month, that means you're going to be paying for the next 6 years times 12. So you're paying 12 months a year, and then 12 months another year, and then 12 months another year, 12 months another year, 12 months another year, and 12 months for the last year, which is 6 12s. Okay, so now let us calculate that. Let's put that onto our calculator and see how much it gives us. 25, 456. Let's put that over 6 times 12. That gives us a total of 353 and 56 cents. Okay, 353 rands and 56 cents. So I'm gonna briefly go through it again. Just briefly, Temple buys a new computer. Let's just make sure. Okay, that's still fine. Temple buys a new computer for 12,200, along with other appliances for an additional 2,600. He decides to finance all his appliances using a hire purchase agreement over 6 years. The interest rate is 12%. So the first question, which is 1.1, says calculate the total cost to buy the appliances on hire purchase. So firstly, calculate total cost, and then we're buying the appliances on, what is this, on hire purchase. Okay, so now you've got 12,200 plus 2,600. So you first have to get the total cost, which is the total amount of money that goes out of Tsepo's pocket, right? Which is now 14,800. That's the two amounts added together. And then the next keyword there is hire purchase. Okay, hire purchase is simple interest formula. And now remember, you need to have a principal amount. Your principal amount is the money that came out of the pocket, which is the 14,800. and then the 1 in the bracket is standard, and then the 0.12 is 12 divided by 100, because 12%, remember in the previous video, or with financial maths 101, you always have to divide your percentage by 100. And so you put that over 100, 12 over 100 on your calculator, you're going to get 0.12, and then you multiply by the number of years. And so that gave us 25,456 rands. And so the next question says calculate his monthly payment. So if you want to know how much he's going to pay starting from this month up until he's done with his 6 years of payments, equal payments, you need to ask yourself, okay, if it's 6 years, so how many months are there in 6 years? So here you could have had, you could have had a total number which is 6 times 12, right? Or you could put it as that, as 6 times 12 underneath that total amount. So it's up to you. You're not going to get it wrong if you have just one number there. Okay, and so 25,456 divided by 6 years times 12 months, meaning you are paying 12 months, for 12 months 6 times. Do you see that? Which is 6 years. And so we came up to a total of 353 and 56 cents. 353 rand and 56 cents. Sorry about that. And so yeah, that's basically how you do it. And that's the that's basically the answer on how you do something like that there. And so you're pretty much going to use the same formula or the same method of getting the same a different answer, but in the same topic. Higher purchase, getting something else on top of what you're buying. And so yeah, so should be able to do the other sums that have to do with these kinds of questions. And yeah, so I hope that was helpful for you. Okay, thanks, bye.